Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday to you. I'm going to do one more pattern of Stoic slash Twile. Um, just, just because. Just because. I'm going to today. If you haven't seen the previous two videos, uh, go back and check that. This is one. And this is another one using the same pattern. And we're going to do one more. I'm going to do it this time on a wonky grid, but I do want a border, because I like to have a border. Thank you guys for hitting that subscribe button. I got another 25 subscribers this week, so thank you, thank you, thank you. We're trying to get to that 30,000 subscriber mark so I can do my giveaway. I really want to get there this month, if at all possible. But I can't do it alone. You guys have to do it for me. I'm going to do a wonky grid, and I'm going to do it at a diagonal. Just like that. Can you see that at all? There you go. Now you can see what I did. So we're just going to do it a diagonal grid and then see what comes of it. I'm not too sure what I want to do yet, but it's going to be what it's going to be. If you guys are of a praying type, I would appreciate it if you would say a little prayer for my nephew. He was in a hit and run accident on his e-bike. I'm not exactly sure all the circumstances surrounding the accident, but what I do know is that the driver didn't stay. Some passerby, Good Samaritans, pulled him out of the street so he didn't get run over. And while they did that, somebody stole his e-bike. And on his e-bike, in one of the little pouches, he had his wallet and his car keys. And he's not at home. He's visiting my sister at her house. And he broke three or four ribs and his clavicle. And we don't know what other trauma he might have had. This happened last night. He was spent the night in the hospital. And so I am thinking about him. I'm worried about him. And if you guys would say a little prayer, I would appreciate it. One for healing, one for figuring out how, when he's in the hospital, how he's supposed to replace all of the things that are in his wallet, I don't know what all he carried in there. I assume he had his driver's license and some credit cards, obviously some cash, but probably his credit cards, his health insurance card. He's in the hospital, and I don't know that he has his health insurance card with him, which is never a good thing. Yeah. So all of those things. So if you would just say a little prayer for him, I would appreciate it. I know not everybody has the same faith as I do, which is fine. You don't have to. If you're not the praying kind, if you would just send some well wishes and some good vibes, that would help. something like that, and maybe one here like this. And would you see a part of this one? Yeah, probably. Like that. Okay. Okay, now we're going to fill those black bits in. Use a bigger pen so it doesn't take so long. I don't know what else to talk about. My brain is with my nephew. That's just where I'm living at the moment. So there's a technique, and I don't remember what it's called. Maybe this pen will tell me if I read. If I read the blog that I'm seeing this inspiration piece from Margaret Bremer, Stoic in a basic form, Stoic 2 ways, Stoic with shaving. Shaving is the technique where you take a little slice off the corner. It gives an interesting effect. So I may do that. We'll see. I'm going to leave this inspiration open. It's not exactly the same as this. It looks like this. I don't know if you can see that. That pin is on my Pinterest page if you are interested. We're just going to do this pattern. That needs to be more like that. Okay, and then we turn it, and we go this way. Just following the shape of my line there. Like that. That. And like that. And then we turn it again. And we're going to go this way. If you want to see the basic step outs of this pattern, go back 2 videos to Monday's video and I show you these exact step outs. On a regular grid. Okay, and then this one going this way. My phone might go off a bit, and I might get distracted during this particular thing. Okay, I can wait on that. Just in case my sister contacts me, I need to be available to her. Okay, and then this one goes this way. I missed a piece. Okay. That's cool. But now I'm going to shave. And that is the putting a little triangular piece here on this edge. Like so. I'm filling that in. Just like that. And I'm going to do that on all of the squares. I've not tried this shaving technique on a pattern before. So it's something new for me to try. Ooh, that looks cool. I like that. Do a little bit right there. That won't see anything. That won't see anything. That won't see anything. So then this one goes here. This will. There. Okay, and then this one gets a shave. And that's it, I think, for that, going that direction. Okay, so then we're going to turn the page and do it again here. Like that. That's that edge. This is this edge. Just like that. All right, I'm going to need to talk about something. So let's have a card. Let's do a card. What was the most embarrassing fashion trend you used to rock? I loved my brown corduroy pants. Loved those. I must have wore those nearly every day to school. Really. I honestly just love those shorts. They were a rusty brown color. Not a dark bark color, but more of a rusty, had a little bit of a reddish hue to them. I loved them. Was it the 70s? Yes, it was the 70s. And I loved my brown cords. I also loved my bell-bottom jeans. My bell-bottom jeans and my brown cords. Oh, and a poncho. A crocheted or knitted poncho with fringe. Those were go-to items. Absolutely. And my candy shoes. I was rocking it. Of course, I was a youngin'. I'm trying to... Now I've lost the plot. I've lost the plot. Going this way, right? Okay. Yes. Here. And here. What did you guys used to rock? What fashion did you guys just really love? I know a lot of you are about my same age, based on demographics. Were you into bell bottoms, corduroy pants? Did you have hand crocheted ponchos made by your mother or your grandmother? Yep, that's who made my ponchos. What color was yours? Mine was green and yellow. And my sister's was purple and white. Stripes with fringe. As you do. Okay, got that, got that. I need this one. And I need this one. Like that. And one more, right? I think. We need one more sliver off of these ones going this way. Something like that. Does that look right? Yeah, I guess it does. Okay. Okay, let's do another question. What family trip was your favorite one? What was the best memory from that trip? Well, in what era? In what era? Family trip when I was little? Or family trip when after I was married and we had our son? Those are two different things. Let's go with when I was little. We're remembering the bell-bottom corduroy pants era. We took the longest road trip. We drove from California to Washington, D.C. and back. We drove the entire country. That was a memorable trip. With my mother and my stepfather sitting in the front seat and driving. My sister, myself, and our German Shepherd in the back of the Jeep. It was crowded. But I remember going to Carlsbad Caverns and seeing the bats. I remember hours and hours laying in the back. We had taken the back bench seat out, and we were laying on mattresses in the back of the vehicle. Something doesn't look right here, but I don't know what I'm missing. I'm missing something. And that looks like it needs fatter. Let's go fatter with our border. Let's go fatter with the border. Now I could embellish more on the pattern, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm going to leave it just like that, and I'm going to shade. Yeah, that was quite the trip. So we would lay down in the back. We would play games. A lot of times I wouldn't see hardly any of the scenery going by because since we were laying down in the back of the vehicle, um, and this was in pre-mandatory seatbelts. So, um, but I saw a lot of sky going by and a lot of dogs stepping on me. But we saw Four Corners, we saw Carlsbad Caverns, we first were going to Ohio for 4th of July. We were gone like most of the summer, I feel like, because we were in Ohio to my stepdad's family for 4th of July. There were all sorts of fireworks I'd never seen before because they let you actually. There was some weird, scary fireworks there because there was stuff you were allowed to hold in your hand I'd never seen before. Okay, let's. Time to shade. Yeah, that was a long trip. And then I don't know exactly how it happened that we left Ohio and went even further east and ended up in Virginia, West Virginia, where my mom lived for a little while. Drove past the Capitol. I don't remember getting out of the car. That's the weird thing. I'm sure we got out of the car, but I don't remember getting out of the car at the Capitol. I remember driving by. I do remember getting out of the car somewhere. We got out and put our feet in the Atlantic Ocean, which was a big deal because we'd only ever seen the Pacific Ocean, because that's where we live. In California, we would go to the Pacific Ocean to the beach all the time, but we've never seen the Atlantic. That was like a big deal. Yeah, that was a long trip. Long trip. Petrified Forest. I'm trying to think of all the places we went. And I'm trying to keep them separated from when I went there, those places, as an adult or older teen. Let's go that way. Try not to get my overs and unders confused here. Because, of course, you know I'm going to have to put some highlights on this. You know it's going to come. I'm going to put on my Christmas list some of those matte pencils. I want matte pencils. I have to turn on the air. I was trying not to do it with the air, but it is now too hot for me to have no air on. So if it got real loud, I apologize. I had it on earlier before I came out here, and I thought, oh, I can turn it off. It'll be fine. Nope. Nope. The answer to that is nope. Half hour is all I can take of no air. As an older, as a young adult, when my husband and I first got married, we took a road trip with his family, and we drove to Canada. All the way up all of California, Washington, Oregon, Washington, Idaho. We took a loop through British Columbia. I don't remember all else where we went. That was a fun trip too. A little highlighting. Little bit of highlighting. What's the longest road trip you've ever taken? Where did you guys go on a road trip? I have a harder time with road trips now than I did when I was younger. I need to stop more frequently. My bladder needs to stop more frequently, but even without that, I need to get out and just move more often. Just sitting still is much harder on me now than it used to be. Tell me about your road trips. I want to hear all sorts of things today, don't I? Look at that. Look at that. You know, I want to see if I can get some of that white pencil to smear a little bit. Doesn't seem to be. No. Wonder if I can put some of the white chalk instead. The pastel. And then I can smear that a little bit. And that gives it a different look. Each type of medium that you use gives your piece a different look. We're going to try that. Yeah, I like that a lot. The chalk reflects more than the colored pencil does. So it gives a whiter reflection. Especially in the camera. Looks not quite as bright in real life, but in the camera, that really pops. I like it. Alrighty, let's sign this puppy. This was Stoic. Okay, that's 3 different ways that you can do that pattern. I'm sure there are many, many others, but this gives you an idea of how to do it in different fashions. And here are the ones from previous. That one. Can you see? Can you see how it's drawn the same? And that one. Believe it or not, those are all the same. All right, you guys have a great day. I will see you on the next video. Like I said, if you would give some healing vibes to my nephew, I would appreciate it. And I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.